Crush is here ready for his matchup, and it will not be against Vader. Vader is here in the arena, but after being examined by the physicians earlier today, it was deemed that Vader was not nearly at 100%, King.
I guess not. I examined Vader in the dressing room right there. Look at it. His nose is spread halfway across his face.
Well, Vader's nose is broken in 4 places. We're going to show you how that happened. We're not sure it was these forearm shots or the knees in the face. We think it might have been right there or maybe there that Vader suffered a broken nose in 4 places that destroyed his septum. He can barely breathe out of one side of his nose, so Vader is unable to compete in this matchup.
For the 1997 King of the Ring Tournament. Introducing first in the ring, representing the Nation of Domination, weighing 282 pounds, Crush!
So Crush has the opportunity to progress in the King of the Ring tournament, but ironically and oddly enough,
not oddly,
his opponent,
rightly so,
to be accompanied by China from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing 246 pounds, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
That's right, you thought he was eliminated last week.
But it's Ahmed Johnson. He was disqualified, but that's part of the story. Hunter Hearst Helmsley gets another chance in the King of the Ring tournament, and I understand in a few moments we'll get official word on that situation.
Well, I understand he was lied to. He wasn't told the rules properly.
Well, I understand that WWF official Jerry Briscoe is standing by, and Jerry, if you don't mind, we'll go to Mr. Briscoe here momentarily. What is the ruling, and why is Mr. Helmsley in this match after being eliminated last week?
Last week in the pre-match instructions given by referee Timmy White, he erred by informing Hunter Hearst Helmsley that he could only advance by pinfall or submission. Therefore, to avoid any legal action on the part of Mr. Helmsley, Hunter Hearst Helmsley will be given the slot tonight occupied by Vader against the match Crush, his opponent. Okay,
Gerald, thank you very much. So obviously the referee made a mistake. Simple, bottom line. Helmsley thought the match could, the disqualifications would not eliminate him, and obviously the plan was for China to use the steel chair, King.
That was not the plan. Well, don't start throwing accusations around.
It certainly seemed that way to me, that it was a premeditated plan for China to interfere and assist Helmsley in winning the matchup. So now Helmsley has a second opportunity in this King of the Ring tournament, and it's very simple. To advance, you must win by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countout. And this could be very interesting here at ringside. We have China, one of the most mysterious women that we have ever had the opportunity to speak with here in the WWF, at ringside, and so is the Nation. And Helmsley goes right to the eye. Such a great contrast in styles here. Helmsley more of a finesse wrestler, but showing an aggressive streak, King, taking it to his bigger opponent, Crush.
Well, what I like about both of these guys is that they're not out here trying to be fan favorites. They don't care what these moronic Alabamians, think about either one of them. They got one thing on their mind, that's winning this match and advancing to the King of the Ring, well, the finals, and finally being the King of the Ring.
Certainly Helmsley must feel as fortunate as the basketball fans in San Antonio after winning the first pick in the NBA draft. No doubt it'll take Tim Duncan away for us. And there's a little round the world.
Why do you try to act like you know something about basketball? Danny DeVito could beat you in a slam dunk contest.
That was quite a backbreaker there. Both play basketball in Oklahoma. And look at the lower back attack. The 6'8", 305-pound Crush, a prominent member of Farouk's Nation of Domination. And Savio Vega and Clarence Mason both here at ringside, as is China. China could probably break Clarence Mason right in half, King.
Well, she'd be in for a big lawsuit if she did. She could break him in half, but who'd want 2 Clarence Masons around?
There's a bear hug by Crush, using his power here. And
oh my gosh.
Turns it into almost a spine buster slam by Crush.
You know, the referee could really just take a seat over by the turnbuckle there, because all he's going to be needed to do is count 1, 2, 3. Both of these guys are going to throw the rule books out the window. They have no regard for the rules. They have no regard for what the referee says or what these fans think. Look at this.
Crush waited too long there. Is Helmsley able to move out of the way? And Helmsley back up, tries to, I don't know, this street fight style that Helmsley may try to employ here, King. I don't think so. Get him to the pay window. Upside down goes Helmsley, head first into the turnbuckle. And Helmsley's female bodyguard, Chyna,
look at this,
the mysterious Chyna here at ringside. She can't be liking what she's seeing. Look at this tremendous power display right into a gut buster. And there goes the cover, and that's all. No, it's not quite all. 2.5. Helmsley wins this one. He'll be the silver charm of the WWF. That's a horse, King. Kentucky Derby, Preakness, Triple Crown.
Don't know anything about horses.
Never mind. And Helmsley with a good counter.
Look at this.
Triple H with a neck breaker on Crush. And this matchup, a King of the Ring tournament match. Helmsley getting a second chance, and I think this certainly avoids any long litigations that Helmsley was threatening.
Uh-oh, here we go. Hey, look at this.
Pedigree time, and Savio Vega up on the apron, and Helmsley now motioning Chyna into the ring. And Crush now retaliates, knocks down Helmsley, Chyna up on the apron.
Everybody's calling for help. Here comes Savio now.
Oh, look out, Savio Vega to the far side.
Oh!
He missed. Helmsley ducked. Savio kicked Crush right in the face. That could be all, and it is.
Got him. Look at this.
Trying to hold it, Savio out.
Here is your winner, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley advances to the semifinal round of the King of the Ring tournament.